Okay, so a couple of things. A lot of people have been asking about 7548 or 754X versus 7C. So I figured that today might be a good time to talk about it. Two people that I know well, that I have, one that I've known for many years as an acquaintance and someone I've always talked with. They had a conversation on the channel about this, and they were talking back and forth. Ryan Walters was talking to Aaron Costello. For those of you who don't know, and you're not expected to know this, Aaron Costello, he's a poster online. He is Cobra Jet 25. He is one of the last of the old school, like big time posters from the old forum, and that I still speak with regularly. He's a super nice guy, and he knows his business. Anyway, if you're ever bored and want to make a new friend in the Seiko world, talk to Cobra Jet 25, Aaron Costello. A second note before I start, I've had a number of people complaining about noises here. So, like, the issue. Well, let me take a break on that. So anyway, so you're going to be, like I said, you're going to be able to hear some laundry noises in the background. It's just the way it's going to be. You can either, with this, my new beautiful microphone, it picks up everything, but, you know, I can't stop the world, my wife, my life, my family. I'm not going to stand in the way of things getting done. I don't expect the whole world to stop for me to make a video. I mean, especially considering that these videos, they are, they take a lot of time to do, but like for 1,000 views on one video, I get like 45 cents. It's a tremendous investment in time that monetarily I just don't get much out of, but I like talking watches. But you know, it's one of those things. I guess be glad that I'm still making the videos, but I can't stop the world. We've got to do laundry. We've got 3 kids. We've got lots of stuff going on. I'm not going to make everybody sit upstairs silently, you know, like Anne Frank's family in the attic, being as quiet as possible. Life goes on. So it's an inconvenience. It is what it is. Okay, so here we go. 7C43, 7548. This I mean, the main difference between them cosmetically, of course, is that the 7548s have polished handset and these have painted ones. But that's not what people are asking about. They're talking about the quality of the movement. So, ignore the fact that this is still from before daylight savings. I haven't set this 7546, same thing basically. I haven't set this, I set this to the second like a month or more ago, maybe. I set this 7C after I serviced it and after daylight savings came over. And this 7C is accurate. It is to the second. Accurate to the second. It's doing fine. This 7546, I serviced this couple 2-3 months ago. I think I've reset it once, and it looks like it's about a second and a half behind. So you can dial these in real tight, which is nice. These you don't have as much adjustment, but perhaps it is that when they're clean, they've upgraded the brains on these things and they will be more accurate simply as a result of what they are. Part of that might be when you have a real, hang on a second. Okay, so talking about circuits and time loss and stuff, just to sort of have an aside, this watch belonged to a family friend, World War II veteran. He went in on after D-Day into France. He was in the U.S. Army, and he knew me my whole life. But after he passed in his 90s, this and another watch were given to me. This was his. He was an engineer. This is a Seiko 7123. 7123 is a decent enough movement. It's metal. It has a variable trimmer, which is great. It's not running right now because I don't have a battery in it. Has a variable trimmer. It's only 2 joules. This same movement, 7123, There's a version of it in some of the King quartzes, a number of the higher end quartz watches from this time, the 7143. And that is considered a high accuracy quartz. The reason being is that the only difference between this 7123 and a 7143 is that this has a circuit equipped with temperature compensation. It's the same thing you see in the 9F, Grand Seiko movement. They have this temperature compensation, and what that does is it deals with changes in temperature specifically to address how metal can expand and contract with different temperatures, because that can affect accuracy, correct? So, that's for the only difference between standard issue quartz watch of this time and its King Seiko equivalent is temperature control. So, these 7Cs, they only have a couple adjustment things. They're wired, basically they're leads, connections in the circuit, and you have to cut one. It's permanent, and it changes it. But as you can see, even without, doing what I had to do with this one, which is dial it in very, very carefully with the variable trimmer, this one just chugs along on its own. Part of the reason that this might not need that kind of level of adjustment, accuracy adjustment, or anything else is because the whole movement is built around sort of a ceramic feeling composite material. I wouldn't want to call it plastic. I'm not sure what it is. It almost rings like ceramic. But I'm absolutely sure that in part of the reason they're doing that is because you don't have to worry about temperature variations messing up, fine distinctions between, or fine tolerances between like the main plate and stuff like that. Because all that stuff is built of something that is, I would assume, more thermically neutral. Whereas a 7.5, it's all metal. It gets hot, it gets cold, things are going to change position, you're going to get changes. So, we have, you may remember, you may remember that I had, whoops, wrong watch. This one came from Ryan Walters. I wear this one. This unrestored and original, and you can see it's not running, but this is a JDM 7548 with haze on the hands and everything, and I've been meaning to service this one, even though I have another one. So this one's staying, this one I'm going to get, this one I'm going to restore, and this one's going to go on the website for sale. But they're both JDM. Look at how nice and unfaded that is. But what I thought would be fun is I want to sort of take these apart step by step at the same time so you can see simultaneous features together.